Am I the asshole for not reminding my girlfriend to come get me after she forgot me in a car for an hour? This past weekend, my 21F girlfriend, 22F, decided to make the 2-hour drive to her university for her graduation ceremony. She had just moved to my town this month, and did not want to go through the whole 4-hour-long graduation ceremony, but she did want to go up and take pictures and say goodbye to her friends before they all dispersed over the country. My girlfriend asked me to make the drive with her, 4 hours in total. I did not really want to go, but we have been going through a rough patch and I thought this would be a good way to spend some much-needed time together. Plus, we have been together 2 years, so it was all of our mutual friends graduating and I wanted to say goodbye to everyone and see them all one last time. So, we left at 8 a.m. on a Sunday and made the drive. When we got there, it was chaos. Everyone was leaving the auditorium, and there was a massive crowd. I told her that I would go and find a place to park the car, and she could go find our friends and figure out what the plan was. I told her that I would text her where I parked, and I would stay in the car until she called or texted me to tell me where we were meeting, and if she didn't call me then I would assume that we were meeting at the car, which she agreed to. So I parked the car only about a 5-10 minute walk from where I dropped her off, and texted her where I was. She responded saying, "Okay," and then I sat in the car and proceeded to wait over an hour. I thought it was weird, but I figured she was just having a hard time finding everyone in the crowd. Plus, I just trusted her to contact me when she found everyone. When she finally gets back, she told me that she found everyone and had been taking pictures and saying goodbye to everyone. She said it was an accident and just got caught up in the confusion of the crowd. I was hurt, but asked where they were and if we were meeting up somewhere. She reluctantly told me that all of our friends had left with their families right after the ceremony, and that they were gone. Some of them out of the country, I might add, so I totally missed my chance to say goodbye to them. I was heartbroken that she left me out of the plans she had begged me to come to. She knew where I was parked, and she could have easily asked me to meet them. Seeing as we still have a 2-hour drive home, and it was technically her graduation day, I told her that, we can talk about this later because I don't want to ruin your graduation day. So today I was, obviously, in a mood, and she asked me if I was mad at her. I was like, "Of course I'm mad at you. You left me in the car like a dog." I guess she took me saying, "It's fine, we can talk about it later," as, "Don't worry about it, we're fine." She then told me, "Even though I forgot you, if you thought that then why didn't you call or text me?" Am I the asshole for not just letting it go? Should I have called or texted her after it had been a long time? Edit 1. I should clarify that she drove up, I was car company. I wasn't sitting in the car to have a reason to be angry with her, I just genuinely trusted the plan. I wasn't angry until she came back and told me what had happened. I was happily sitting in the car reading my book and watching TikToks. Also, I did not want to ruin her grad, which is why I told her we could talk about it later. Afterwards we got lunch and I have her graduation present. I just thought we'd talk about it the next day, but she seemed to think it was fine now. Edit 2. I should probably also add that when I said, "Wait for the plan," it is because I had no idea if we were all going somewhere after the ceremony, like to get lunch or to go to a park to take pics, or if we were all just going to meet there. My girlfriend didn't know either, so that's why she went to ask everyone. And when I said, I didn't really want to go, it is because I asked my girlfriend to make a plan with everyone beforehand so this exact thing wouldn't happen, but she was intent on just showing up and playing it by ear. I'm a plan person, so things like that stress me out. Also, we have been having problems lately and she's been ditching me a lot, which is why I wasn't sure if I wanted to go. But I decided that the 4 hours in the car would be some one-on-one time that we really needed. Also, I can understand why a lot of people are saying that it was her graduation, and it wasn't about me, which I totally get. But I should mention was a big ceremony for the graduates in December that I went all out for. I was the photographer, I did her makeup and hair. I got her presents and apartment for a little congratulations party. I did also get her a nice graduation present for this too, which I gave her for when we got home and she loved. You both have phones you decided not to use. Info. Are you a dog? Your girlfriend for forgetting you and not contacting you for an hour. You for being a grown adult that didn't call her after such a long time. My boyfriend and I could have completed concrete plans down to the last detail, but I will still text him to confirm things and check we're still in sync. You should have left the car and called her to figure out the plan. Staying in the car was just asking for a communication error. Should I have called or texted her after it had been a long time? Yay, Only because it left you without being able to say goodbye to your friends. But if you had texted and found her, you would still be entitled to be upset about her forgetting you. Not the asshole. I'm confused. Why would you drop her off and go park, but then expect her to find you in the parking lot? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of dropping her off? Am I the asshole for abandoning my friends at the cinema after they were almost 40 minutes late? So this actually happened a couple of months back and I thought we were fine now, but apparently not. So I, 30 female, and my friends, Amy, 31 female, and Sam, 31 female, had made plans to go to the cinema one Sunday evening. The showing was at 6:10 p.m. so we'd planned on meeting at 5 p.m. at one of the restaurants there for a quick dinner. My friends live near each other in the suburbs, so Sam drove them and I walked as I live in the city. When I arrived I saw a message from Amy saying they were running 10 minutes late. I text her saying that's fine, to keep me posted, and then I sit on one of the benches nearby and text her a pic of my view so she knows exactly where to find me. There's a line of benches spanning most of one side of the cinema, and play about on my phone. At around 5:15 p.m. I text her again asking if they have a restaurant preference and I'll go get us a table. 5 minutes later I try calling her and 5 minutes after that I try Sam. I knew Sam was driving but figured it would prompt Amy to either answer Sam's phone or look at her own. At 5:30 p.m. on the dot. I was clock watching by this point. I throw in the towel and head downstairs to the exit. The weather has turned so I walk to the bus stop, which is on the other side of the road, and as luck would have it my bus is just turning the corner as I arrive, so I jump on. I'd gone past at least 3 stops by the time Amy calls me. To her credit she's immediately apologetic, then tells me her phone was on silent in her bag in the back seat. She asks where I am and I tell her straight that I'm on the bus, that I'd waited as long as I could. She tells me to get off and I laugh. I say no, it's too late now, I'm starving and I'm just gonna pick up some food on my way home. I honestly wasn't furious or anything, but even if I had gotten off when she called, it's a 10-15 walk back to the building. It would have been too late for food at that point. She tells me she'd already purchased my ticket and I say I'm sorry, but they were over half an hour late without contact and I just couldn't wait around for them anymore. I didn't offer to reimburse her. The following day they both text me to apologize. I accept and think nothing more about it until this weekend, where Amy brought it up when we were out with friends, joking about me owing her a cinema date in a somewhat passive-aggressive tone. She also blatantly denies it was nearly 40 minutes, claiming that I was being dramatic and it was 20 at most. It escalates and she basically tells me I'm being a bit of a dick for not even offering to pay for my ticket. Our friends are pretty evenly divided. I appreciate this is super low stakes, but I'm genuinely curious if I'm in the wrong here? I'll absolutely take her out to the cinema if I'm deemed the asshole. ETA. A few questions that are coming up in the comments, stuff I cut for character limit. 1. Yes, there are call logs and this did come up on Sunday when we discussed it. Regardless, she attempted to claim that it couldn't have really been 30 minutes before I left since she called me at 5:38 p.m. and I was already on the bus. I explained like I did in the post that the bus just happened to arrive as I got there, so from bench to bus seat would have been around 3/4 of a minute. There's not much traffic here on a Sunday, so it was already some distance by the time she called. 2. I didn't want to eat in a restaurant by myself. It was 40 minutes before the film when I gave up and around 30 minutes before Amy got in touch. I doubt we could have ordered and eaten before the start time. 3. I could have popped into Starbucks or Greg's, if they were still open, for a sandwich, and would have probably done so had they kept me updated, but I had no idea what was happening since they hadn't been in touch in over half an hour. 4. Cinema just serves nachos, popcorn, ice cream, etc. No dinner options. 5. I didn't know Amy had bought the tickets already. That wasn't something we had discussed. 6. Amy texted me at 4:49 p.m. to say they were running 10 minutes behind. It's a 30-minute drive from her house. I suspect she sent that before she got in Sam's car and instinctively chucked her bag in the back seat. Seems weird to put the bag in the back seat once you're already in the front, and was just hoping they'd get there super quickly. I think that's it. Feel free to ask anything else. Not the asshole. It irritates me to no end when your time is disrespected and you are expected to be a doormat. You did nothing wrong. I would have done the same. You had plans, they were late to the point that you were hungry and would not be able to feed yourself, so you left. If these two have so little respect for you, I wouldn't hang out with them again. Not the asshole. Don't have any respect for people who cannot respect your time. People can run late but at least have the courtesy to inform each other. Not the asshole. Being that late is already super inconsiderate, but then to also not even keep you updated about their ETA is even worse. They wasted your time. Info. Why wouldn't you just eat dinner and go to the movie by yourself? If wouldn't have wanted to do either, you would have stayed home. Not the asshole. They can't expect you to wait like that.